I always wonder about the side people don't see, the kind of personal side of it. Let's say you hire a coach, and you've had this happen a couple times, and it doesn't work out, and you're having to make the decision to let them go. I would think there's a human natural reaction to not want to be wrong, and to in some ways want to go talk yourself. Okay, this can still work. This can still work. How do you get the point in your mind where you say, okay, that wasn't the way to go. I got to switch paths.
Yeah, I don't think anybody wants to be wrong. And I don't care whether it's the coach for your men's basketball program or your football program or, one of my other programs. You must realize that if I've got 16 head coaches, the reality of it is I'm not going to be 100%. I don't think there's any CEOs of an organization that are 100% right all the time. The president of the university probably has made hiring decisions at some point in time. He said, I've got to make a change in a couple of these spots, that something's happened to somebody. I'm sure there's, again, you can point to any organization, you say, you know what, I missed on that one. I think at some point in time you've got to be able to set your ego aside and say, okay, what's best? I always tell people what's good, what's better, and what's best. And you want to get to the best spot. I think having done it a long time, Matt, I get to a spot where, I think we've done more good than bad, and we people can say, you know what, we trust that he's trying hard for the best of the program.
What about when you hit a spot where there's adversity, but you maybe don't want to make a change? So let's take like the women's basketball program that had a year ago, when all the players left, and you're down to 5 or 6 players. But what's an AD's role in helping Coach Matthew Mitchell or someone like that get through that?
Yeah, I mean, I think that those are really hard times, and you never, I think you got to examine each phase of your program and where you're missing. What is the miss? Is there something that's not right about what's going on in your program that takes you to the head coach and says, I got to do something different? Is there something systemic in your program, in the way you're conducting yourselves? Is it your practices? Is it your nutrition? Is it your strength and conditioning? Is it your recruiting? What is it that is there something systemic going on that you realize, okay, this leads to the head person and we've got to do something different? And I just didn't sense that at that point in time. But I also think that you can't be, crazy enough to sit there and say, I'm the smartest guy in the room and everything's fine. Yeah. So you got to go get people to say, all right, what do you see? Tell me what you see. And I've got really good staff. And so I have a liaison that works with the program. I've got trainers, and we've got academic people, and we've got compliance people and stuff like that. Tell us, and we travel with our programs pretty closely. Okay, what are you seeing? Is it something that I'm missing? Am I missing something? I don't want to do that. I think you got to be open to information, and there's I've been studying a lot of, and I study a lot of Abraham Lincoln and a lot of the Civil War stuff, and took a trip to Gettysburg this summer with the other ADs in our league. We went up to U.S. Army War College and spent some time in Gettysburg with a couple 2-star generals. And they talked about how you lead your organizations. They talked about you must have trusted advisors. You must have trusted advisors. And who are your trusted advisors? Who are you taking information from? And my trusted advisors, I got to make sure that in each one of those areas, I've got trusted advisors, of people that I'm willing to take information from them. And then understand it may not be what I want to hear. And when it's not what I want to hear, I must be willing to change. Because if you look back at our history, and history is a great teacher, those are the things that cost people and that cost people lives, not just jobs. So my trusted advisors, that's who I'd go get information of and try and make those kind of decisions.
For people watching, kind of what's the next 5-10 years for the UK athletics?
Yeah, I think one of the things we're trying to do is we keep talking about it, trying to become an elite level program. And what does that look like? Our goal is to try and win championships. Every program to win a championship in some way, shape, or form. Conference, national, something like that. We want to continue to maintain our 3.0 GPA, which we've done 10 straight semesters. Our kids have done well academically. When we got here, the GPA was about 2.65, 2.7. And we've got it consistently above a 3, and we've got young people graduating and doing a good job. And I know I'm old because a lot of them are coming back with their own children and their own jobs and going, yeah, this is not good. So, but it's been good. It's fun to watch them come back, and they're coming back with successful people. We finished 10th in the Directors' Cup last year. Best finish in school history, second in the conference.
But I mean, that's a pretty amazing accomplishment to come in 10th when you consider that the other schools that do that tend to be on the coast, great weather,
Yes,
et cetera.
yes.
I mean, to come in 10th, you have to be really proud of
Yeah,
that.
I was real excited for our program. To be honest with you, I was so disheartened because I thought we were going to finish 12th. And I thought, golly, we got so close to 10th. And then my staff called me and said, hey, we finished 10th. I went, wow, that's pretty cool. So I got to admit, we had a little celebration that day, and that was neat. But I truly believe we've got more in our tank, and I believe we can get to 5.
Last question.
Sure.
I was baseball game last year where you beat NC State to go to the Super Regionals. The way that game played out with it raining and then it goes late into the night. But I found, what I found fascinating is here it was midnight. When it started playing, there's the famous picture which I took of you cleaning off the seats, but then Eddie Gran is there, the offensive coordinator. I sat and watched the game on the right field line with Cal Perry, who came, and it's midnight, 1 o'clock, and you have coaches from all of your sports sitting there watching that game. As an athletic director, do you look around in a situation like that and go, this is exactly what it's supposed to be in some ways?
Yeah, it was a blast. You know, that was one of the great nights. A lot of fun. We had so much fun that night, and you know, it was more than a baseball game. As you said, the coaches were there, and have everybody sort of dialed in like that. It was a lot of fun. I got antsy, and I went down left field. I stood down left field bullpen down there as the game got late, and watched Jelly warm up, and he was something else that night. And you know, I love that guy. He's president of our student athlete advisory committee this year, and everywhere we go, hey, does he play basketball? No, he didn't play basketball. Cal can't have him. But it was one of those nights. It was really special to see our family come together, and and so I will tell people time and again, this is a unique Kentucky family, and they love representing this university and the state. And I've said it many times. You know, when I first came 16 years ago, it was a job for me. I'd been in this business a long time, but it was a job. It was another place to go. And then 16 years later, this is our home, and we're not going. This is a place that we love dearly, and is very special to our hearts. So we want to make our fans proud, and we want to make this university proud, and we take great honor and pride in creating a front porch people can be proud of.
Mitch, thank you very much.
Thanks, Matt.